Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Urban Review. This is our December edition, and as you can see, we have our Santas here available and looking good, and everybody is getting all prepared for the Christmas holiday. And I know that when most people think that the holidays are, they picture, think of the holidays, they have a picture of warm, fuzzy times, celebrating old memories and creating new ones. But it's not all perfectly wrapped presents and cozy sweaters for everyone. The holidays can actually be very depressing for some people. And for the record, if you happen to be one of those people, you are not alone. And in fact, uh, the holidays can be a lot to deal with, and there are a few reasons why, and that the holidays might end up being especially tough for you. What you have, if you are a person who is feeling a high level of anxiety and depression during the holidays, is called seasonal affective disorder. And technically, or SAD, SAD. And technically, SAD is no longer considered a mental illness under the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, which is the guidebook used by doctors and mental health professionals to diagnose psychiatric illness. It is, however, seasonal affective disorder, SAD, is considered something that can influence major depression, along with challenges in appetite, sleep, or concentration, tearfulness, fatigue, and hopelessness. That said, the limited daylight and the cold weather and the gray weather of winter can be understandable burdens to our mood and our well-being. If you already suffer from some level of depression and know that you tend to struggle even more around the holidays, you need to talk to your doctor about ways to manage your symptoms when the cold weather blows in. And you should also consider, and here's a little tip, consider buying an artificial light. Artificial lights can be seriously helpful in giving us just a bit of mood boost when the days are short, the sun is low, and often hidden behind the clouds. So get yourself some lamps, get yourself some mood lamps, consider the spotlights or floodlights that you can put in your room, the track lights, and that will help brighten the mood. And we know that during the holidays, there's lots of pressure to get stuff done. And seriously, why are the holidays so much work? I mean, you have to decorate your place, buy gifts, bake, go to a bunch of parties, some of which are fun and some of which are not so much fun, along with the normal life things that we do from day to day. And you already have a lot to do. And those additional expectations can really take a toll on some people. These expectations can drive us to push to our limits and sometimes beyond. How we handle this extra pressure matters when it comes to our mental health, and not everyone can pull this off without some sort of a fallout. It may simply be that you need to start telling people no, or try to delegate some of the things that you have to do to others. To help channel anxiety productively, make sure to notice where you are in control, even if it is simply how to think about something. You know, your mother-in-law or your aunt or might volunteer you to host this complicated family party, but you get to decide how you will think about it and how you will do it. Make whatever task you dive into yours in every way possible. This will help you to maintain a healthy attitude and maximize your effectiveness. Now, you may be a person that has past trauma that has happened around the holidays. You know, not everybody has cozy memories of the holidays, and having a past trauma like a sexual assault, a breakup, losing a loved one around this time can make the holidays especially tough. So it's important to recognize that the past will always shape how you view things, but it doesn't dictate the choices you make now. If you are wrestling with heightened anxiety of a past trauma, acknowledge its reality and its impact. But do your best to refocus on today and your choices now. And you could just be plain lonely. I mean, the holidays are a great time to be with people you love, but that's not always possible for everyone. Maybe you've recently went through a bad breakup, or you live too far away from your family to get together during this time. Whatever it is, it can be tough to deal with. It's easy to spend a lot of time wishing that things could be different, but that actually doesn't help you out at all. If you are feeling the anxiety of loneliness, use a signal and energy to connect with loved ones and forge new connections. And that's a key thing. You might be in a position where you need to forge some new connections. Make sure that those connections are positive connections, and those connections can be forged in new ways. That can mean baking cookies with your mom over FaceTime, or taking your best friend's offer on spending holidays with their family. Focusing on the choices we have, including how we think about things, can help channel our anxieties into solutions. Now, you feel like you should be happy even when you're not. Cruise your Instagram feed and you'll see a bunch of smiling people who are positively stoked to be decorating the tree, drinking peppermint mochas, and doing pretty much everything else that's associated with the holidays. But there's a lot of pressure to be at your best 24/7 and to make the most out of every moment. Other people's expectations can exert pressure, but also can expectations of ourselves. If managing anxiety and stress is already a challenge, the extra pressure of the holidays are likely to further strain your coping, making everything feel a bit more difficult. This is when it is crucial to mind your expectations. What really matters and what you can cut out. Therefore, tuning into what really matters at the holidays can help keep you sane. Ditto for taking good care of yourself, getting regular sleep, keeping your alcohol and sugar consumption in check, and exercising regularly can go a long way toward making you feel better during this period of time and on an ongoing basis. And I really want to stress and highlight the importance of checking your intake of alcoholic beverages, of high sugar content desserts and candies, and also any other extracurricular substances that we might consider a boost that really will be a drag on us physically and mentally. But I will end with this, that's saying, if you feel that you've tried to turn things around for the holidays and nothing is working, it's a good idea to check in with your mental health professional, because you remember, you do not have to go it alone. You're not in this thing by yourself. You have the world around you, and you have us at the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development, and you can feel free to reach us out to us at 313-340-3101. And we will, if no one is there, we will take the message, we will return your call, and we will be able to direct you to some resources and some support during this holiday season. So once again, that's 313-340-3101. 3101. So now I want to talk a little bit about something that's coming up as a part of the holiday season, and that starts the day after Christmas, and that is Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is an annual celebration of African American culture from December the 26th to January 1st, culminating in a communal feast called Kurama. Usually takes place on the sixth day. Now, Kwanzaa was created by activist Maulana Karenga based on the African Harvest Festival traditions from various parts of West and Southeast Africa. And Kwanzaa was first celebrated here in America in 1966. Kwanzaa celebrates what its founders calls the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, or Nguzo Zaba, the 7 principles of African heritage. And they were developed in 1965, a year before the Kwanzaa celebration itself. These 7 principles are all Swahili words and together comprise the Kawada, or a common philosophy, a synthesis of nationalist, Pan-Africanist, and socialist values. Each of the 7 days of Kwanzaa is dedicated to one of these principles, as follows. The first day, Umoja, which is unity, and that is to strive for and to maintain unity in the family and the community. The next one, and I always struggle with the enunciation of this word, but I'll do my best, and it is Kuja Yulai, which is self-determination, and that's spelled Kujagulia. And that is to define and name ourselves, as well as to create and speak for ourselves. The third day is Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility, and that is to build and maintain our community together and to make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and to solve them together. The fourth day is Ujamaa, which is cooperative economics, and that is to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses and to profit from them together. Number 5 is Naya, which is purpose, and that is to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Number 6 is Kumba, which is creativity, and that is to do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. And the last is Imani, and that is faith, and that is to believe with all our hearts in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. So those are the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, and it is to be celebrated each day for 7 days, beginning on December the 26th. Now, here in Detroit, I'm happy to say that our friends over at Akumalan Village, along with several other sponsors, including DTE and some other corporate sponsors, on December the 26th, from 2 p.m., will be launching or commemorating the inaugural unveiling of a 30-foot high Kamara, which is the largest in the entire world. And if you don't know what a Kamara is, it is the device that, if you can see that, yep, you should be able to see that pretty good. That is the device that holds the 7 candles of Kwanzaa, representing the 7 days and the 7 concepts that we just spoke about of unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. And the device that is holding that, those 7 candles, is a Kamara, and we have utilized African American architects, African American engineers and designers, and African American contractors and carpenters and builders to construct the world's largest, which at its peak will be 30 feet high. And it's going to be unveiled this December the 26th, which is next Monday, actually, the day after Christmas, on December the 26th, beginning at 2 o'clock p.m., and activities will run through 6 p.m., and you won't be able to miss it if you just go down to Campus Martius Park. And as I indicated, DTE has signed on as a corporate sponsor, and they will be providing the lighting to light this giant, humongous tribute to African American culture and heritage. So there is going to be a program that takes place, and I believe that the actual lighting will take place at approximately 4 o'clock p.m., between 4 and 5. So please come down to Campus Martius Park on December the 26th and celebrate the lighting and the launch of the Kwanzaa celebration and the world's largest Kamara as we commemorate that wonderful holiday. And also, we, the members of the Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development, along with members of the Hartford Men's United and Boy Scout Troop number 647, will be sponsoring a Kwanzaa celebration on December the 30th, Living the 7 Principles. And our celebration topics will be the 2022 trip to Africa and the Gambia that the Boy Scouts and the Hartford Men United took. And the members of 647 were a part of that trip and participated in the rites of passage. And I'm proud to say that the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development was in a position to sponsor 2 of our youth to participate in the trip. And so we had 2 of our youth that were part of our semi-independent living and learning program that were also able to go on the trip. And while there, we did some investigative research to develop a project to work with the members of the Gambia to develop a system similar to our foster care system here in America and here in Michigan to accommodate orphaned children that are part of the community in the Gambia. And so we will be reporting out on that as part of that project. And that's going to take place on Friday, December the 30th, at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church, which is 18700 James Cousins Highway. And we will be in the fellowship hall in the lower level of the church from 2 to 10, and free lunch will be provided. That's December the 30th, Living the 7 Principles, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Hartford Memorial Baptist Church, 18700 James Cousins Highway, right there at the Lodge Freeway and 7 Mile, in the lower level of the church, fellowship hall. We will be celebrating Kwanzaa from 10 o'clock to 2 p.m. Lunch will be provided. Please come out and be a part of that great celebration. And as we prepare to take a sponsorship break, we will come back and highlight and make you aware of some other upcoming activities that are going to go on in the month of December and early January. And we've got some things that we want you to be a part of. So please come back and see us right after this break by our sponsors. Thank you.
You will love your Avis Ford, because at Avis Ford, we make it easy to get you your no money down monthly payment right over the phone. We call it Shop by Phone, and it's the best way we know to get you your payment options fast. You want leather and a sunroof? How about an upgrade to all-wheel drive? Just give us a call. Shop online, shop by phone, or visit us at Telegraph at 12 Mile. Call 1-800-SHOP-FORD.
Meet Danny, high school senior, 17 years of age, all-A student. Danny is just now finding out he scored 1,490 out of 1,600 on his SAT. Danny's friend decided to ask, "How did you do it?" Danny replied, "I believe every day is a test. To fail or succeed, you choose." The effects of vaping is the one test that Danny chose not to study for.
Vaping does not discriminate on who becomes addicted. Over 2 million high school students use some type of electronic cigarette device. The top tobacco companies also own vaping devices. The FDA found that vaping contains some of the same toxic chemicals as regular cigarettes that lead to cancer. So whether you smoke traditional cigarettes with tobacco or smoke electronic cigarettes using nicotine, your health is at risk. There's no safe way to smoke. For more information, contact the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development.
The non-medical use of prescription drugs, including opioids, is a growing concern in our communities, affecting all ages, including our youth. If the medication wasn't prescribed to you or has expired, don't take it. If your name isn't on the bottle, it's not meant for you to swallow. Addiction is real, and lives are being ruined. Or worse yet, lost.
Visit preventiondetroit.org/opioids to find prescription Dropbox locations.
And we are just wanting to continue with giving you some opportunities for activities during these holiday season to keep yourself motivated and keep yourself on the go if you have the energy to do it. And first of all, I'd like to invite you to our Coalition for Urban Youth and Family Development. We're a drug-free community coalition that is striving to create a drug-free community on Detroit's west side. And so today we'll be having our monthly meeting that is going to take place virtually via Zoom. And if you'd like to be a part of that, just go into Zoom at 6 o'clock p.m. and put in meeting ID 790-495-5710, and the password is CUYFD. And be a part of our Drug-Free Community Coalition, and we'll be talking about activities and the work that we're doing to try and create that drug-free community on Detroit's west side. Once again, that's 790-495-5710, 6 o'clock p.m. on Zoom, and the password is CUYFD, all lowercase letters. And as I indicated, we will be working with our friends over at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church to present a Kwanzaa celebration on December the 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Fellowship Hall at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church. That's 18700 James Cousins Highway. And we will be celebrating Kwanzaa and living the 7 principles. And some other activities that will be going on over with our friends at Hartford. If you are a college student, a recent high school graduate, if you're in trade school or grad school, come on out to a College Circle Christmas breakfast. That's going to take place Sunday, December the 18th from 9 o'clock to 10:30 a.m. in the Vincent Room. And if you'd like to register for that, register at bit.ly/CCXMAS22. And that will get you an opportunity to be registered for the breakfast. Also, we are going to be with our friends over at Hartford on, if you are in need of food, every Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., there's a food pantry over at Hartford's administration building, which is located at 14,000 West 7 Mile Road. Everyone is welcome. You can line up in your vehicle. There's a food pantry always open from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's on every Wednesday. So feel free to come out and get yourself the necessary nourishment and nutritious food that you and your family might be in need of. And then last but not least, there will be a opportunity for you to come out and be a part of the annual Christmas Eve service over at Hartford. That is going to take place on Christmas Eve, December the 24th at 7 o'clock p.m. And then also there's going to be a Christmas Day service at 7:30 and at 11 o'clock p.m. And once again, I'd like to invite you to come to our coalition, call into our coalition meeting today, and that starts at 6 o'clock p.m. via Zoom. Once again, that Zoom meeting ID is 790-495-5710. And the password is CUYFD. And as we come to a wrap-up of the close of our year and another year of broadcasting, the Urban Review Show, sponsored by the Center for Urban Youth and Family Development and the Office of National Drug Control Policy, we once again like to point out that not all of the thoughts and opinions expressed on our show are the thoughts and the opinions of the of the Office of National Drug Control Policy and the White House. And I would like to report that we did receive a Christmas card from the White House for our work that we're doing here in Detroit. And I also personally want to give thanks because many years ago, not even many years ago, but about 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and I am now a cancer survivor. And then I also was diagnosed with an abdominal aortic aneurysm, and I was fortunate enough to catch it in time and have that repair. So I'm here continuing to do the work that I've been assigned. And so, as always, I'll close out with the thought of when you're up against some trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Plant your feet, set your shoulders, lift your chin, and take a brace. And if the worst is bound to happen in spite of all that you can do, you may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. And if it's veiled to try and dodge it in spite of all that you can do, remember running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you'll be set. But remember, you're simply facing what other men have met. So if you fail, fall still fighting. Don't give up whatever you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish, and see it through. And last but not least, in those words from Nelson Mandela, who said this poem to himself every day, out of the night that covers me, black as a pet from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods there be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud, and under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloodied, but I'm bowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid, for it matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the captain of my fate and the master of my soul. Thank you for watching Urban Review.